BMW is one of the most popular vehicle manufacturers in the world. A couple reasons for that are their cutting-edge styling, top levels in performance, and overall just the complete feeling of comfort one can get from owning one of these vehicles. But despite all those desirable amenities, BMW was not made for the everyday consumer. However, this is the case with most, if not all, luxury branded vehicles. Hence the reason why successful car manufacturers like Toyota went out of their way to create their luxurious sister company, Lexus. Despite Toyota's huge success, they accepted the fact that their brand was not heavily associated with the wealthy. So they decided to create a brand with a completely different image that could compete with BMW rather than trying to display Toyota in a way in which its foundations are not. But anyways, back to BMW. So without further ado, let's get started. BMWs are not cheap to come by. Whether you choose to pick one up new or low mileage used would require you to pay a large amount of money depending on model. A large amount of money that you will quickly lose almost instantly. This brings me to my first reason of why BMWs keep you poor, which is depreciation. In fact, BMWs are some of the worst cars to look at when considering depreciation. It is estimated that popular models such as the 7 Series, 5 Series and X3 lose about 60 to 73% of their value within the first 5 years of ownership. To put that in comparison, popular models from Lexus such as the Lexus RX, GX and GS lose only an estimate of 40 to 58% of their value after the first 5 years. These numbers might be alarming to you, but depreciation like this is common among luxury brands from all over. So you should always do a little research when picking a manufacturer if you do decide to go that route. Depreciation is one thing, but what about the cost of maintenance? Will you save money in the long run from skipping appointments at the mechanic? Well, this is not often the case with BMW. You can't argue the fact that these are greatly engineered cars, however, the extensive use of cheaper material under the hood has caused customers to run into numerous problems as these cars age. BMWs on average, unfortunately, have the highest estimated cost of ownership when looking at maintenance over the course of 10 years. After owning a BMW for 10 years, consumers averaged a total of $17,000 spent of maintenance. That's almost the price of getting a newer one used. Those figures are so detrimental to the consumer that no other mainstream luxury car manufacturer edges BMW in cost of ownership. Their biggest competitor, Mercedes-Benz, cost their customers an average of just $11,000 over the course of 10 years. Lexus comes in at about $5,000 and Acura at about $6,500, nearly less than a third of BMW. Another thing to consider when looking at BMW is the insurance rate. Although there's usually a lot to consider when it comes to car insurance, such as the condition of the vehicle, your own personal driving record, city and state, and a lot of other key deciding factors. European vehicles often come with a higher premium cost when compared to Japanese and domestic brands. BMW in particular have the second highest cost to insure among all mainstream car manufacturers' model lineup, only being beat by Mercedes-Benz. When looking for car insurance, I would suggest doing a lot of research and speaking to agents directly for the best rates. However, BMWs are not all bad. In fact, their sales numbers would say otherwise. In fact, BMW sold a little under 325,000 cars in 2019. People just love these cars and are willing to burn the cash, some for the comfort, others for the sporty yet luxurious feel that these cars provide that a lot of competitors fail to provide in similar rivaling makes and models. However, I must state again that these cars were designed for the average consumer, so unless you can afford to lose money while owning and maintaining these cars, I suggest you leave BMW and go with a more reliable manufacturer such as Acura or Lexus to avoid being poor and miserable. Hey, but at least you will look cool. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe if you are new. Please leave your suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.